Hi all. So welcome to a new lecture video and the topic of discussion is entropy, yet another topic from our subject that is information theory and coding. So entropy, this is actually a very important parameter while you go for choosing a binary source code. So in this video, I'll be actually giving a outline of how you come or how you derive an equation for your entropy. Okay. So let's start with the definition of entropy. You know, entropy, it's defined as the average information content for the given source symbol, right? That is, if you have an information source S, you can represent your information source as S. Already, I have explained how you model an information source in my video for source coding theorem proof. You can check it out in that. So let's come back to entropy. So you consider a source that is emitting symbols S0, S1, etc., Sk minus 1. So what is the average information being delivered by this particular source? Okay, so that's what we have to or we are going to find out using the term entropy. Okay, and now you're doing some assignments like for the symbol S0, you are assigning a probability P0. For symbol S1, you are assigning a probability P1. That is generally the probability S to be Sk, that is your symbol to be Sk is given by your Pk. Okay, so where k varies from 0, 1 to, that is you having capital K number of symbols and each of these symbols are denoted with a probability P0 to Pk minus 1. And one thing you have to notice, the sum of all these probabilities will be equal to what? 1. Okay, then our relationship between information and probability, that is the information conveyed by the symbol Sk, it is given by log 1 by Pk, that we have already derived in our previous video. You can watch. Now what I am going to do here is I am going to consider a long independent sequence of length L symbols. Okay, so what you're going to do next, I'm just explaining it with a simple example. You consider an information like this, Archana. Okay, so what is the total length of this particular message? I think it's 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Okay, now you know in this message, your A is actually occurring 3 times. That is the number of A in this particular message is 3. So I can write the probability of occurrence of A as the number of occurrence of A divided by the total length of or the total number of letters in this particular word. So probability of A is what? 3 by 7, right? Now if I'm asked to find out how many A's are present in this particular message, what I can do is I can multiply the probability into this length of the message to get the number of times your A occurs, right? So similarly, that is your general conclusion is that in a particular message, if you're asked to find out the number of times a particular symbol occurs, what you have to do is you have to multiply the probability of the symbol into the length of your message. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here. As you can see, we are entering into a derivation, that is we are considering an independent sequence of length L symbols. You're having an information sequence with L symbols, and what you have to notice, the number of times your S1 occurs. You can find it out by multiplying the probability of S1 into the length of your message. Similarly, generally for your message or for your symbol Sk, the number of times your Sk occurs, it's given by the probability of Sk into the length of the message. So you got the number of times your information, your symbol Sk exists in your message of length L. Okay. Now what is the total information conveyed by Sk then? You can write the number of times your Sk occurs into the information conveyed by Sk. That is log 1 by Pk is the information conveyed by your symbol Sk. But how many times your Sk occurs in your particular message? It is Pk into L. So Pk into L into log 1 by Pk is the information conveyed by your symbol Sk. Okay. So you have how many symbols? You have capital K number of symbols which is extending from 0 to Sk minus 1. So your total information conveyed by all these symbols can be written by this particular equation. As you know, for Sk, this is the information. For S0, this is the information conveyed by S0, etc. This is the information conveyed by your symbol Sk minus 1. Okay. This is the total information. Now, if you are asked to find out the average information, how will you find out? It is I total divided by length. The average information is given by total information divided by length. So, what you can do is this particular equation divided by L, when you do division by L will be removed from all these terms, right? So finally, your average information becomes P0 log 1 by P0 plus etc. Pk minus 1 log 1 by Pk. Okay. So we can put this with your summation format. So it becomes summation I is equal to 0 to k minus 1. That is how many symbols you have. You have 0. You have total capital letter K symbols. Okay. So that is what is 0 to k minus 1. Pi log 1 by Pi. So this I total by L actually represents your H of S, your entropy. So entropy is represented by H of S, and H of S is given by summation. I am just changing the notation. It's K 0 to K minus 1 Pk log 1 by Pk. So if it is Pk log to the base 2, then unit of H of S is bits per symbol. Okay, this is how you derive at your H of S, that is your entropy. H of S denoted by, your entropy is denoted by H of S, and the unit of H of S is bits per symbol when you take the base of log as 2 in digital communication. Okay, that is a symbol derivation, and again you can write another symbol derivation for your H of S. You know, H of S, your entropy can be written as average information. Average information can be written as expectation of I of Sk, right? That is, expectation of I of Sk means what? It is the mean of your information I of Sk. And how will you write the expectation of a function? It can be written as k equal to 0 to k minus 1, probability of that function into that function, x into f of x, right? So again it is k equal to 0 to k minus 1 pk, I of sk is log 1 by pk. So anyhow, your equation for h of s is given by this particular equation, and do not forget the unit. Okay. So in the next video, you have some properties for your entropy with its derivations, which will be continued in the next video. And meanwhile, if you really like my lecture videos, please do not forget to subscribe and like my videos. And if you want any of the videos from particular sections of ITC, you can just comment in the comment section. Thank you.